introduce yourself to our audience. I thought we were live, but we were not live. Over to you, please.
Thank you, Namsa. Well, we have hiccups sometimes in our lives. So to whoever who's watching now or watching later, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be in this world. In average, 90% of people live their lives not questioning their existence, not thinking of growth or depth into their lives. They live with a feeling of being lost, not knowing where to go, a sense of having a lack of purpose enveloping them. Do you perhaps also sometimes confuse the values that you grew up with, the ones that you were conditioned into by society, by public figures of authority, to your own true values? Do you have a sense of feeling stuck in a hamster wheel, always running, always grinding, with no sense of direction, with a lack of fulfillment and belonging into your life? My name is Kamal Amer. I am a certified NLP trainer, master practitioner, hypnotherapist, as well as a certified life purpose specialist. Now, with a combination of ancient Egyptian wisdom and methodology, as well as neuro-linguistic programming, I help you create a foundation to a life of harmony, balance, and purpose. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kamal. So our topic today is how to remove limiting beliefs about money. So most of our limiting beliefs around money are set through financial temperature that happened before basically we were old enough to question our beliefs, and sometimes we question the money, the amount of money that we know that we can make, and that money does not come to pass because of fear, and sometimes because of the mindset that we have within us, or sometimes it is because of the people that we hang out with. So today, Kamal, I'm gonna hand it over to you. Your opinion about this topic.
Thank you, Namsa. Money, a big issue for a lot of people. For very few people, it's something very simple, right? The idea behind the limiting beliefs of money, they are very similar to any other limiting beliefs that we have in our lives. They, especially when they become a core value for us, when that belief about money becomes a core value to us, it becomes very difficult to change that perception, to understand the world and understand that money is just a method to reach things. It's just energy, as we are energy as anything else in the world. We're still talking about conditioning by public figures of authority. We're talking of conditioning by parents, by family traumas, people that were living very poorly, or people that didn't know how to handle money, or people that always told young kids, careful about money, that's not good, or careful, money is the root of all evil, right? All of these are beliefs that have been, we as human beings have been conditioned into, and we have been taught to believe. Now, the subject today is what are these limiting beliefs about money? How can we change them, and what can we do to readjust our beliefs? The interesting thing about that, like any other belief, is that we have to break down the stigma about what people think about money, right? We have to break down the stigma about your belief itself, where it's coming from, the root of it, all right? Whether it's a family member, whether it's just watching somebody do something bad or unethical, I'm going to say, instead of using the term bad. And that is the whole concept and idea about changing the beliefs around money. I know a lot of people that say to themselves, and they say it out loud, oh, you know what, I'm not really good at handling money. And of course, their life is a shambles when it comes to money. They're either indebted, or they just live from paycheck to paycheck. They don't know how to save, lots of things like that. For instance, I love money. I still love money. And I used to say, but a long time ago, I used to say, you know what, money is here for me to spend. So whenever I had money, I spent it, right? So it came in, I paid my bills, and anything else was spent, and I didn't have any more money, right? And you see, this is the very explanation to how energy works, whether it's the world, whether it's whatever you want to call it, karma, the dharma, the energy around the world, the universe, whatever it is you want to call it, right? What you give out, you get back. It's as simple as that. And if you give out that feeling, that belief, that essence of fear from money, the essence of worry from money, the essence of not knowing how to have your ends meet, then that's what you will get in return. Yes, it is not easy. And I'm telling you from the root, I have had days with my mom and my siblings where we were living. We didn't have any money at all. We had to go and get boxes of canned food from the welfare in France to be able to survive. I used to go down in the gardens, in public gardens, and into the forests to pick up fruits from the trees so that we could have fruits at home. There are days that we were in very dire financial problems. So I know where that is. I know how it feels. But we did get out of it. And thankfully, I'm grateful to my mom. She helped us out of it. But without her, I don't even know how we would have survived. So yes, sometimes can be very difficult. And sometimes money can be our concern. But the more it is a concern for you, the more it will become a problem. And I will go deeper into that, explaining a little bit more about these beliefs and trying to challenge these beliefs a little bit.
So much. Thank you so much, Kamal. I love when you say, yes, you actually appreciate the money because you work hard for it. So you have to appreciate it, which is the mindset that I never had that mindset myself. Basically, I had this mindset when I went to church. Basically, I've been a Christian since I was young. So I used to go to church. I hear the preachers saying the lovers of money is all roots of all evil. God does not want people that chase money. But they've never explained why they were using that term, that God does not want people that that chase money, because it is true in the Bible. So for me, it became a bad habit. When I think about money, I'll be like, I'm not allowed to have lots of money because money is the root of all evil. Or sometimes I'll be saying, I'm not smart enough to make money, this amount of money, or I'm not. Or sometimes I don't deserve it, or sometimes I'll say I'm not talented enough to actually make this kind of money because of the beliefs that sometimes we listen to people, because people they don't go deep and explain that the reason why they say this, God does not like people chasing money, is because of this, because of this. Sometimes it's nice for somebody when they're preaching. And this is the word that I hear a lot. If I open any, there's only one pastor that explains to me, that I followed him and my other pastors that I talk to, because I like asking questions. So they are able to explain to me that God wants people that work very hard. You work for your money, and you ask for what you want in life. If it's 100 million, they explain to me, no, Mr. God will give you anything that you want. If it's 100 million, you have to explain to him, what are you willing to give him if he bless you with that blessing? So, but before, I'll just listen to preachers. They preach, I'm listening, then I'll be left confused, and I'll be like, money is evil. So that is the mindset that I grow up with. that money is not right. But then when I start following these pastors, certain pastors, they explain that you have to be different. You have to, it's okay to have money. It's okay to receive it and to give it to those who are in need and share it. As long as you're not greedy, just receive it. Money is an energy. Bring it to you and be able to actually give it to other people. And they explain that if you have a talent, it's the same thing with money. Go and volunteer somewhere else to share your talent with other people, because that's what God wants you to do. But before, it was hard for me to actually understand limiting beliefs about money. Money is not right. It was hard for me to understand, but now I'm reading the scriptures and understanding it on my own and listening to the speakers, the other speakers, explaining that, yes, it is okay to have money. When I listen to Tony Robbins' story, it makes me realize actually how much he had, but he never gave up. He kept going and kept going until he even gave. And that's what I do. Sometimes I go into my bank account and I look at my bank account, my personal bank account. I look at it. If I have a little money, I just press. I look at the charity and I close my eyes. I press donate without thinking about it. And I leave it there. I have a little money, remember? And 2 days later, I'll go to my account and somebody will be saying, oh, you paid too much on this. So I'm like, I've never paid too much this, or you paid too much this, you paid too much this. So we've decided to give you a refund. So that's how money works. It's okay to have money bring the energy to you. So I don't know, Kamal, do you wanna?
I could definitely talk forever about this thing. And like you brought up the pastors, and those pastors that speak about money being the root of all evil, I bet you anything their pockets are loaded. But not everybody, this is a big generalization, right? Now, some very important information that you need to understand is that money is not the root of any of evil. Religion is not the root of all evil. Politics is not the root of all evil. Humankind is the root of the evil that they want to spread. So we, in essence, are the, between quotation, the evil that we want to spread. So when we talk about money, there are a lot of concepts to start with. I like, for instance, the concept of the Japanese, where they say arigato, so thank you, to their money, right? Which means that every time they spend money, they go and buy something. When they give away the money, they close their eyes and they say arigato to the money. Thank you for thanking yourself in a way, and thanking the money for being there in order for you to be able to afford whatever you just bought, right? The limiting belief about money, like we said, has been conditioned into us from a lot of people. Now, I have if you don't mind just sharing the screen. Because, right, money, right? And these are core values and beliefs that we have in our system. There are different beliefs and values that we consider about money. Some people would say money is the root of all evil, and there's a double I here because evil has two eyes. Money is a conduit to happiness. Money is the solution to my problems. Those who have money are greedy, or money will make me powerful, right? Now, you see that I've put 5 here. We can go on and on and on about the values and beliefs that people think about money. But let's break it down a little bit. Money is the root of all evil. You have been taught that from pastors when you were young. So this is one thing that has been implemented. Money is the solution to my problems. Now, the solution to your problems, that means that your problems are money-based. That means that money is a problem. That means you won't make money, right? Those who have money are greedy. That means those that have money, they don't know kindness, they're not compassionate, they can't share, they can't be kind of any sort. And you believing in yourself that you are a kind, compassionate, understanding, and charitable person You cannot be greedy. Ergo, you have that belief that people are greedy and you will not make money. Now, money is a conduit to happiness. What a wonderful way of putting it. It's a conduit, right? It's an energy. It is a way to some sort of happiness, but it is not happiness. Money does not buy happiness. We all agree on that. But it can buy you the things that can give you temporary happiness. Fair enough. Where does this belief come from? Well, the belief that, well, I can buy this, I can buy that, I can afford this, I can afford that. Excellent. That's not a bad belief to have. Money will make me powerful. Now, depending on your ethical, on the ethical ground you're standing on, the ethical foundation you have, whether money will make you a powerful person in an unethical way or an ethical way, that's up to you. But the same concept that money is some sort of energy here, right? Money creates power, or with money you have power. Both tied to each other. Therefore, you want to make money. Therefore, you might be believing that you are not a powerful person without money. So the self-worth again, right? I'll stop sharing that for now. If you can stop it actually from your side. There it is.
Hold on, come on, hold on. Share that. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back.
All right, let me share it back again.
You can't let me have my glory with you. You're denying me my beliefs with money, with your slide. So money is a conduit to happiness. I don't believe that.
A conduit.
Conduit. Oh yes, conduit to happiness. Yes,
Yeah.
but and then that is money will make me powerful. I don't believe that. Money for me.
Yeah.
For me, money will not make me powerful. The reason why I'm saying money will not make me powerful is because power comes from within.
And I agree. These are just values and beliefs that people might think of. I'm just playing them there to discuss how they can be. People can see them as something more, whether it can be more positive or more negative, something that can push them in their belief system to make more money, or something that will bring them down and cause them not to make money. Right?
Yeah. I know what you mean, but I'm explaining to the audience. I don't want them to start believing that just because they don't have money, like what I've went through with the pastors saying money is the root of all evil.
Right.
So now I'm learning that if I put something, I have to leave an explanation because some people put things up where they've never left an explanation, and that left me with beliefs that destroyed my life. So money does not make you powerful, but if you believe, because we're all different, we all have different beliefs, like Kamal says, we all have different beliefs, but for me, powerful comes from within. Then money is the energy that gives me that desire, the things that I want. I can buy nice cars, I can buy beautiful house. That is an energy that can bring, but all this, it doesn't make you powerful if you don't understand who you are within. So you have to have a good foundation within yourself. And then in money, you make money without fear, because there is a fear. Maybe sometimes you can use that. Money will make me powerful to get rid of fear. You can use this in different ways to get rid of fear, because some people honestly come out, some people are scared to make money because they think they might change. And I've seen people that win the lottery, people change.
And I'll get to that in a second. This is just an example, and people won't change their beliefs just because I put that there.
I'll
get to the explanation in a bit. This was just something to display so people have a visual of understanding.
So and then the one that you put, those who have money are greedy. I used to think that way, Kamal. So that's why I said don't get rid of it. I used to think that way. I used to say the rich ones, they're the greedy ones. And I used to think that way until I met my stepdad, until my mom got married to my stepdad. Actually, my stepdad comes from rich family, and he had money. But what he taught me was having money, you have to remember where you came from. He used to tell me stories where he came from, how he made his money, how his family made money, they became who they became, and he was willing to actually help other people to go to where they need to go. So, and then that beliefs was removed in my mind, because I look at him, how he behaved. But what I understood, though he was my father, there was no, I would never get money for free, Kamal. I had to work. That's what the different with the rich people. They teach you how to make money. So as his child, I never got money for free. If any number that I wanted, I'll name it. But it will be how much am I willing to work for it? What am I willing to work for it? So if I say, Dad, I need this money, yes, what do you want to do with it? I explain. So what are you willing to do to get this money that you say you want? So I will look at the house, the things that I need to do. I never did any gardening because my cousin did gardening. So I look at the work in the house, and sometimes I look after the kids, and sometimes do this. Sometimes he will give me odd jobs just for the sake of teaching me that in this world, if you want to become who you want to become, nothing is for free. And that is the difference between rich people and
that this is something that I want to comment on here, because that's very important, and it's part of the system that I want to talk about, right? You're being taught to take responsibility for your own worth around money. You're taught to take responsibility about you being capable of solving your own financial problems.
Yes.
But, for instance, that is one belief, not for instance, but this is one belief that bothers a lot of people, that people don't understand, that's holding them back towards that financial freedom or having abundance when it comes to finance. It's believing that someone else should do that for you. So, I don't have money, so I have to get married to a rich person, male or female, doesn't matter. A lot of people have that thought. Oh, I can't do this on my own. I need somebody with money, right? Now, the opposite of that is what you were taught. You were taught to take charge and to understand the worth of yourself and the belief that you are capable of solving your own problems, your financial problems we're talking about here, right? So you wanted money, you had to work for it. And that was the result. Understanding that this has created a belief in your mind at a young age, which caused you in the future to be capable of handling money and stuff. Now, a second belief that a lot of people have that has to be changed in order for them to master that game of financial freedom or abundance, whatever it is to stop telling yourself that you are not good with money. That belief holds so many people back. It has held me back, right? Because you are telling yourself that you don't know what to do with money. And even if money came to you, you wouldn't be able to spend it. So why do that to yourself? Why not say, I'm good with money, and you plan what you're going to do just by winning the lottery, instead of just sitting there, oh, I don't know what I would do with doing the, oh, I'll buy myself a Ferrari, oh, I'm going to do this. And in the back of your mind, you have that belief that keeps telling you, oh, but by the way, you're not good with money. You're not good with money. You're not good with money. Handling money is just a skill that you can learn. And I'm not talking about the taxation, I'm not talking about insurance, and I'm not talking about what to pay your bills. Because paying your bills now is very easy. Everything goes automatically through the internet. Everything goes automatically through your bank account. You just need to put the bank account numbers and you set it up and it goes, right? So that's no biggie. The big part is you telling yourself that you cannot handle money, that you're not good with money, that you wouldn't know what to do with money. If it came, you would just spend it on everything. Or saying to yourself, oh, I'm going to buy the Ferrari and I'm going to buy this house, like a mansion and all of that. But in the back of your mind, you know that you're not good with money. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to lie to yourself. And instead of lying to yourself, create a plan, like a business plan about what you would do if you won the lottery. What are the 3-4 things that you would do in your life? Right? Again, it's about understanding and knowing your own worth and understanding that your beliefs become the actions that shape your reality. So yeah, so that's the second belief that I think really affects people and makes that shift in their mind. Now, when we talk about beliefs, there's something that I was taught by my mentor, Steve McVeigh, and it's how are limiting beliefs created and how do we change them? When it comes to money specifically, there must have been an event in your life that has caused that self-limiting belief. Whether it's money is the root of all evil, money never solves problems, people are greedy, wealthy people are greedy, whatever that belief may be. There's an event that happened in your life. I'm not going to call it traumatic because it doesn't necessarily have to be traumatic. But there's something that triggered that self-limiting belief. That's something that happened that caused you to have blind faith in that belief. Right? When that event happened and you've started to have these beliefs, thoughts and beliefs around that event started to be generated. You started to think about what that event means, what beliefs it will create in your mind. You started to think about how it shapes your life, right? The question now to understand how to break it down again is that we have to go back into what you believe about that event that triggered that limiting belief. Are you still following, right? So we have to go back into understanding the belief that was created by that event that was triggered. The thoughts, the ideas that came out of it. You need to understand, the third step is actually understanding the consequences of that triggered event. What did you do when that happened? How did you feel about it? What were your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, the process, right? Now, this is how a limiting belief is created, no matter what it is. But after that comes the part where we have to break it down. And breaking down a belief is a little bit deeper than that, because we need to go and dispute that original thought, challenge that belief from the very start. And you had already created an experience, a lifetime of experience of that belief. Money is evil, for instance. So throughout that time, we have to go back in time and really dispute and challenge all these thoughts, all the feelings, all the emotions that you've had towards that belief, bit by bit, right? And we have to transform that into effective thinking. So what would be a better way to handling this situation? What would be a better method to understanding that this is something good for you, something that the universe wants you to understand? And then we delve deeper into the feelings to create new feelings, to understand that this is a false feeling that was created. I want to have that feeling created instead. We go deeper into the understanding of the internal happenings, right? After that, we've gone through the whole process of understanding a belief and breaking it down. You must go deep into the feeling itself and break it down and analyze it again in order for you to recreate the new feelings that you want towards that belief. So this is basically how the limiting beliefs are created and how we solve them. And when it comes to money, that's what happens. Because with money, like you said, for instance, you went for a long period of time being taught by pastors that money is the root of all evil. Event triggered. Thoughts have been created. Feelings have been created. All these all of the time that you spent just thinking about that has caused you to believe again and again and again just that sentence that was said. But there's no proof of it. There is no factual proof of that belief. This is some person that told you money is evil. And that's what happened. You spent several years believing that money was evil. You couldn't make money. So, I don't know, this is the process usually that I go through when it comes to that. I'd like to hear what you have to say according to that, though.
I actually agree with you, Kamal, because I think, is like I talk about the pastors and I talk about the people around me as well. Like when the people that I used to hang out with, that when they talk about money as well, it will be the same thing. But I think it is the beliefs. That's why it's very, very important to actually make sure that you choose people you are surrounded by at that time. If you really, really want to make it, if you really want to get to where you need to go financially, because we all start businesses to actually, we have our big why. So big why, it comes with a financial reward. Big why comes to with a marriage reward. So if you know your big why, then you hold on to that big why instead of doubting, saying money, I'm a Christian. Most of Christians are broke because of these limiting beliefs. I forgot about that, because they believe that if you actually I don't know, chess money, I don't know, I think it's the actually religious, but if you go to the Bible, God actually talks about different things. The scriptures that he talks about the money, that when you chase money is evil, but then he explains it on other scriptures that it's okay to have a talent, it's okay to have money, it's okay to give. So in that way, he says make money and give. So if you want to make money, I think you can say to yourself, I'm gonna stay humbled. It doesn't matter how much money I make, I'm gonna stay humbled and embrace and be grateful for that money that I'm making. And it's okay to actually change your language and say, in order for me to get to my destiny, to actually be the person that I was created to be, enjoy my destiny, I'm gonna embrace and receiving the money that I receive, or receiving my blessings to wherever they might be, wherever they might come from, and I'm gonna enjoy changing people's lives. And I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make a good living for myself, because I deserve it. So those people, we see people who have made it. We don't know their story, but we judge them and saying they are evil. But actually, if you look at wealthy people, their charities that are standing today is because of people that are actually fortunate, who can afford to give to other people. Is the people that are working. They don't have necessarily be rich, but they are actually fortunate to be able to give that extra money. So that means it's okay to have extra money, because you can share with the charities, you can give it to other people, and you can look after your children. You can do the things that you actually wouldn't be able to do it if you didn't have money. So having money takes away a little bit of stress, because the stress can come because of pressure. Stress can come because you don't know how to deal with stress. So it takes away the stress of paying the bills. So when you have money, the bills comes in, you are able to go and pay the bills. You are able to actually do things for your children, travel with your children, take time from work and say, I'm going to take time and be with my children. So it gives you the things that you wouldn't get if you didn't have it. So for me, I say it is okay to actually, I even, when, I don't know whether, have you ever listened to Peter Sage's webinars? He is really, really good. Yeah, when he talks about money, he is really, really good about limiting beliefs. So he says you have to actually create your own character. If there's somebody that you look after up to, create your own character. Me, my character is Jesus. So I even went and printed his pictures. I printed them, I put them there. So that character, it helps me to stay in my lane. When I make money, I have to look at his character. What does his character represent? Giving. It represents unconditional love. It represents you being you. Yesterday, I was in front of the mirror, and day before yesterday, calling myself a liar. I was calling me out because there was something that I thought I believed in it when I read the Bible, and I realized actually I didn't 100% believe it. And for me to get rid of that belief system, limiting beliefs, I had to go in front of the mirror and call myself a liar. So that means I will not believe it. So which is the money as well. It doesn't help. If you have a limiting beliefs that you believe that money is the root of evil, but you want to have it, go in front of the mirror and call you out, because you are a liar when you say money is the root of evil, but deep down in your heart, you know that you want to get wealth. So that is going to help you to actually get wealth. When you call yourself a liar, it means you're going to say, I'm good to have money. I'm ready to receive.
And that's an interesting point that you're making here, because that's also another point when it comes to the belief systems that people have is they're being judgmental, right? So when you say that money is the root of everybody that has money is greedy, you're being judgmental on that person. You're saying you're telling your subconscious is allowing you to judge other people. Consciously you're saying it. So subconsciously what happens is that you are confirming the fact that people that have money are greedy, and therefore this is something negative and you don't want that, right? So you are denying your worth as a person to live and experience abundance just by being judgmental. Remember, we're human beings. No matter how we go around, at some point we are judgmental. But now you're being judgmental about yourself, which obviously turns you into a person that cannot reach their goals. If you want to reach financial stability, financial abundance, how can you talk about financial abundance when you are going around judging yourself and others of being non-spiritual? If we talk from the spiritual perspective, having money is not a spiritual thing, or having people with money are greedy, etc., etc. So you're being judgmental, but that judgment on others is a reflection of how you want to judge yourself. Remember, this is what we see in the world is a projection of our reality, usually, our fears, our incompetences. And now when you are judging others, it's because you believe that deep down inside, that judgment about yourself. So how do you want to make money when you believe in your essence inside of you that money are greedy, right? Own up to the worthiness, to your own worthiness. Money isn't evil. In fact, nothing is evil in this world. Evil happens when we have unethical grounds. Evil happens when we have alternative ideas of reaching something in a way that harms others. Money is just energy, like anything else, like we are energy. And that energy can be either shaped into something that helps you, resourceful, or it can be shaped into something that punishes you, something that you use as an excuse for yourself not to achieve that financial abundance that you're talking about. So it was quite nice of you to explain that part, because that got me to my third point of that belief, right? And which brings me to the last belief that people hold about themselves and money is that I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not skilled enough to maintain money. I cannot handle it that way because I don't have the brains. And as soon as you start thinking like that, bam, you're out. No way. You're not going to make money, right? If you do not understand how to value yourself, if you cannot learn to value yourself for who you are, for your skills, for your talents, for what you can do, nobody else in this world will. This is a world where you have to take care of yourself first. Nobody else will take care of you just because they're there. We are selfish people. We do things for self reasons. Now, not selfish in a negative way, but self reasons, right? Very few people do it for the kindness of their heart. But when it comes to believing in yourself, when it comes to valuing yourself, when it comes to worth, you as a person are the only one capable of saying, yes, I value myself, or no, I don't value myself. So knowing how to value yourself, knowing what to value about yourself will give you the power, the strength, the knowledge to move forward in this world, in this universe, by gaining that financial abundance that you want. Look deep inside of you and understand your value very, very, very clearly. And understand your skills, your talents, your passions, to be able to know what it is that you know and what you don't know. And if you don't know something, accept it. But that doesn't mean that you'll have to stay like that forever. It just means that you don't know it right now, but you can learn more about it. So again, it comes to that very pivotal moment that we always seem to talk about. It is a choice. It is a communication choice from this perspective. How you talk to yourself, what you tell yourself inside, and how you value your time and self.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm just laughing at you because you're talking about beliefs. My daughter, she's been doing exams. I've just noticed here on WhatsApp, she's just created a group, put Hope's parents. She says, I don't like explaining to each and every one of you. So I've decided to create this group. So he says the parents, I'm like, oh, okay. So she's saying, I'm going to be putting my results here so you both of you can know about it and comment how you want it. I'm like, okay, these kids are becoming me. I'm like, okay. So beliefs, whatever you believe about money, I'm not enough, is very, very important. The things that you believe about yourself, and come on, whatever you are saying actually about the beliefs that you say about yourself, the beliefs, when I changed my beliefs, 2008, yes, I gave birth to my daughter 2006, and 2007 and 8. That's when I started questioning my beliefs, how I believe, how my beliefs are impacting my life, how I'm able to actually, how they are able to promote my life, but they were not promoting my life. I was stuck in one place. So that time, that's when I ended up having to change my beliefs, how I believed about things. When you're saying about, when you keep saying I'm not enough, so that means nothing you're going to make is going to be enough for you. So you have to change your beliefs. So it has worked for me, changing how I believe about my life, how sometimes it can be a very, very scary thing to make a decision. Sometimes I look at this and I'm like, I can do this. That before I'll say, I don't think I'm capable of doing it. So, and I don't talk much about my life to my family. There are some things that I did. I kept doing things. I kept going to uni and kept doing this and not talking to my family. I talk to my mom. But when I go home, family, like you guys, like your culture, you have a big family and you all get together. So that's how my life is like. When I go to Africa, I get together with my family. So when I started to talk about my life, And everyone was like looking at me like, oh, no, we don't think you are capable of doing that. So I was like, how do you think somebody, it mostly is my mom's side, because I grew up with my daddy's side, my dad. And my daddy, basically, he was my coach. That man, he taught me so many things. Like you say, you talk to your mom a lot, controversial with your mom. I used to go get controversial with my dad as well, and my stepdad. And my mom, when my stepdad died, she said to my siblings, the person that knew him very well, it was Nomsa. She was very lucky that she had that opportunity. Me, I got no time to judge anyone. I am very curious and I'm nosy. When I'm saying nosy, I sit down. If I have to learn something, I sit down for an hour listening, asking questions. I don't mind doing that. So I used to basically chat to my family. But then when I went back, when I changed my beliefs and how I wanted to do things, I surprised my family. I remember there's a time where my daughter was going to a school, and then I was like to her dad, she needs to go to a private school because she wasn't happy. And her dad was like, but she's happy where she is. I was like, no, she's not happy. You talk to her. And when I moved my daughter, all the friends and the teachers that I was close to, they all judged me. Basically, why are you moving your child to a different school? She was happy here. And I was like, but she's miserable. When a child is saying, I need more work, you have to acknowledge that. When she will cry to me and says, I'm bored, I need more work. So I made a decision that I'm going to embrace what God has blessed me and take her to a private school. In that way, I want to embrace my hard work. And then I moved to her, and I lost so many people, but they couldn't understand it, why I moved to her. But then when I moved there to that school, and the head teacher came to me and said, I think there's a school that your daughter will be good at. That was primary school, going to secondary school. So, and I was like, oh yes. And then she said, but she will have to take the exams for her to test her if she can be in that school. So when she went in that school, that meant the school that I will pay lots of money, and that means I pay half of it because she's smart enough, and they pay half of it because she's smart. So I was able to actually, those are the decisions that I was able to take, and taking away my color of I'm black. I had to take away my color, me putting limiting belief, saying I'm black, no one will listen to me. When I walked into that school, the head teacher, she was white. She didn't care about my color. She was able to sit down with me and say, Nomsa, what can I do for you? And 4 years later, she came back and called a meeting with me and said, and her dad, this is what I'm willing to offer you. Are you willing to take the deal? And I was like, yes, I'm taking the deal. But if she's able to pass the exams, and she passed the exams, that was when I realized actually we label ourselves with the limiting beliefs and say, I can't do this because I'm this. Like what you are saying, I'm not enough. But we actually are enough. Over to you.
Now it's a very, well, I mean, it's you have so many quotes and so many thoughts said by people, right? Now, you know, I like to share a lot of quotes and all of that, but my problem now is that I'm forgetting a few names. I think there's a quote that goes, money is a great servant, but a bad master. I actually can't remember who said that. But then there's also the idea that money can't do everything for you. Or actually, this is Voltaire. Don't think money does everything, or you will end up doing everything for money, right? Now, there's so many quotes that you can find around about money and how it's processed, how you think about it, what you can believe about it. The question is, what are you going to do with it? There's always a sacrifice to be made in life. Whatever the choices, whatever the decisions you make, there is always a sacrifice of some sort. If you're going to be running after money to make more money, what is your sacrifice in the opposite hand? If I were to tell you, Nomsa, right now I have a position for you in my company, you're going to have a fantastic view of the sea and the mountains and the nice forest with the background. It's going to be on the top floor with all the amenities that you want. But you have to be living here in Norway on the edge of the world at least 4 weeks or at least 20 days per month. And you will get this and you will get that and you'll get this and you'll get that. But you can only come alone. And it is that financial stability that you want. It will be whatever. Let's say you're going to be earning £100,000 per month. Right? That's pure financial stability. But the sacrifice opposite to it. You have to leave your hometown, you have to leave your kids, you have to leave your partner, you have to leave family. There are always sacrifices to be made. The idea behind knowing and understanding your beliefs around money is being willing to give a certain amount of sacrifice, no matter what the choice is. But your self-worth, the way you see yourself with money, is the most important part for you to earn that money. Because if you're not worth it, money won't come to you. It's energy again. If you don't believe that you are worth money, how can something worthy come to you? And I'm not saying money is worthy. I'm just saying the energy itself of money, the worth that you want to get paid, that bulk that you want to get paid. And you say, yes, I want that. I want those £100,000. But I'm not worth it.
Yes, I am.
It will never reach your doorstep if you do not believe that you are worthy. So that beliefs, the beliefs that we've been talking about from the very beginning, when it comes to money, financial stability, financial abundance, it all starts with your self-worth and what you can do and can handle. Dream big, but have it written down, draw it down, print pictures. Think about the 4 first things you would do if you won the European lottery. I don't know, I think it's 50 million euros or 80 million euros, something like that. Think about it. What would you do? What are the 3 or 4 first things that you would do with that money? How would you divide it? Where would you divide it? How would you invest? What would you buy? Where would you share? Who would you share it with?
Actually, Kamal, you mentioned that. You know what I hear when people say, when I win the lottery, they always say, I'm going to give it to my family. I'm going to share it with my family. I was asking my father-in-law the other day. He said, oh, if I win the money, I'll give it all to my children. So I said to them, why do you believe that you're going to give it to your children if God has given you blessings? So then I said to him, I know we are part of your children, but if you are giving us money, you have to actually sit down, have a business plan why you are giving us money and what are we going to do with the money that comes from you. And I was telling him that I know we are your children and you love us very much, but you can't just say if I win the money, because that's what everybody says. I'm going to go on holidays. I'm going to give it to my family. So I said, what is the difference between working hard for your money and winning it? Because you're winning it, that means somebody has given you your blessings. It's yours. Yep. There is nowhere that says you should give it to somebody else.
No, and it's okay to share, but at least when you're sharing, have a plan about how you're sharing, right? Like, I'm going to give you a very simple example, right? if I win the lottery, I'm not going to share the money between my kids and give it to them right away. I'll open a bank account and have some savings for them to go to whatever university they want to or whatever, so that they don't have debts. But I'm not going to give them money. It's mine.
That's so true.
The only person that I would give money to because I owe, or the only two people, is my parents, because I owe them. In essence, I don't owe them anything because this is life, but I do owe them, and I am grateful. So these are the only two people that I would give that money to, or a part of it, but it's very defined. So I even defined, just for the fun of it, and I don't play the lottery, right? But I even defined, if I won £5 million, if I won £1 million, if I won £500,000, all of those, I've divided them into what I'm going to invest in, what I'm going to spend, what I'm going to give to whom. Because this is how you understand your money. This is how you understand what you're going to do with your money. If you just say, oh, I want to win the lottery and I'm going to buy this and I'm going to buy that, and then what are you going to do with the rest? Oh, I don't know. Well, then you're not going to win that money. There's no point for you having that money. Have a plan for the money that you are dreaming about. Yes, it's a dream. It's a lovely dream to win the lottery, but have a plan about it. Instead of having a plan just for the lottery, have a plan about the money that you want to earn by working hard. Or actually working smart, no, working hard. I don't work hard, I work smart.
My wardrobe is my dream vision.
I'm too lazy to work hard, so I just work smart.
Okay, do you have anything you like to leave with our audience, Kamal? I have this, basically this quote that says, I like this guy, says, show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
Right? Yeah, the people that surround you, very true.
Yeah, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. I love this. Every time I'm surrounded by negative people, I have to remind myself of this quote. It's something that I know people think that when you actually start removing yourself from people, you are being nasty, but it's not nasty. No.
You're choosing your boundaries. You're choosing the people you want to be around. I will leave the audience with Oscar Wilde. I love Oscar Wilde. And his quote about money was, if you live within your means, you suffer from a lack of imagination.
That's awesome. That is powerful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is so much. So we are here Monday to Friday, audience. Those who are watching now and who will be watching in the future, please, we are here Monday to Friday UK time. And if you love this message, press some heart button and share this some love with your loved ones. God bless you and live with grace. Bye, everyone.
Bye.